The Arkham Knight is the best Batman villain, and I'm gonna tell you why. A villain is just as good as his reasons. Imagine if Thanos wiped out half the population and put all the Avengers through stress just because Iron Man pulled a prank on him.
What the fuck are you doing?
Anyway, Jason's reasons are obviously the best in comparison to the other villains. And before you all go, where, the Joker's the best, all I have to say is...
You are a worthless, bitch-ass nigga.
Seriously, the Joker's pretty mid. There should be a video right here on that subject, but let's look at the reasons why the Joker gave Batman all this stress. In the asylum, the Joker kinda just wanted to have like a gym bro army to take over Gotham. But don't get me wrong, he looked pretty aesthetic. And in City, he just wanted his cough medicine bag, and he couldn't even get that! And Hugo Strange's plan was kinda just to kill all the criminals that he put in Arkham City, and Bruce Wayne for some reason. Then it turned out that it was all Ra's al Ghul's plan, and, well, he kinda... But Batman saved the convicted criminals, even though he is vengeance. Scarecrow's reason was pretty mid. I mean, he kinda just wanted to scare a bunch of people, you know, give them a little spook. And that was it. He just wanted to give them a little spook. And also, what was he gonna do after he covered the world in fear toxin? Was he just gonna live underground like a hobbit, or live really high up? Because we know he's not immune to the fear toxin. Now, Jason's story is a lot better than the past Batman villains. Why? I mean, were you listening? Okay, maybe you don't know Jason's story, so let me tell you. But first, do you remember how great it was running around the asylum with all the strength of an army, fighting off the mentally ill patients, and how great it was to be the Batman? Well, Jason was being the Robin and getting tortured by the Joker. For a year as well. While Batman was parading around with the new Robin, Tim Drake, Jason was getting slapped up. So obviously the Joker told Jason about this, and this just made Jason feel betrayed that Batman didn't even go and look for him, that he just went and got a new Robin. And it made Jason think that Batman just didn't care about him. Like he had been manipulated his whole life by Batman. And like that baby you just stole candy off of, which is so easy by the way. He wanted revenge on that sad little orphan. So he ran off to the people that hate Batman the most and made them his girlfriend.
Make you my girlfriend. Works tomorrow.
And from their newfound bond, they made an army worth $3 billion. I don't know how they have that much money. I mean, all of that and Penguin couldn't even buy a better accent. Like, there's British and then there's just this.
Come any closer, and you get to see the contents of his head.
And also the one thing that makes the Arkham Knight better than everyone is the drip. Look how drippy this guy is. And I know Joker has a decent suit, but it doesn't have anything on the Arkham Knight. And the voice as well, I really like it because it has an actual purpose, unlike Kylo Ren's. Because he has to mask his voice so Batman doesn't know who he is, because they used to be bros. And for intimidation purposes as well. Also, the consistent threat the Arkham Knight is consistently giving Batman. No other villain does it as good as him. And it's all because of how well-rounded the Arkham Knight is and how smart he is. Also how well he knows the Batman, seeing that he was with him for years before. And I know you might go back and say the Joker was actually threatening, but he was a bit of a simp. He never really wanted to kill Batman, he just had a little crush on him. Also, there are so many times where the Arkham Knight could have killed Batman, but he decided not to, because he wanted him to suffer. Also, the great thing about the Arkham Knight is he's not a massive villain in the sense of, oh, he's just blown up a hospital full of little orphans. And his crew aren't criminals, they're just soldiers. Apart from the actual criminals he's with, but you know. And I also love how he's a direct mirror version of Batman. They both fight for vengeance, but in different ways. Batman doesn't kill because, well, I think Peacemaker said it the best.
Because he's a pussy!
And Arkham Knight does. And the thing that makes the Arkham Knight such a good villain is that he's a direct result of Batman's morals. You see, if he just took care of Joker, the Arkham Knight wouldn't be there to stress out Batman. That whole death in the family thing would never have happened. And the Arkham Knight would not have become one of Batman's greatest failures. And one of his greatest threats. And that's it for today.